what? Pardon my manners, but welcome to the video. That'll be the start. A little extra chicken never hurt. About 11 weeks out from my show. This whole place moving. So a little tough.
Wait, didn't we start over here?
I think we did. So it's a little tough today. A little bit of cinnamon with perfect. So this is the pre-workout meal. It's about 11 ounces of sweet potato and then a little over 6 ounces of chicken. You guys saw me snack a little bit before I heated it all up. But this is meal number 2 for the day. My first meal of the day, I just did 2 cups of cream of rice, threw in a little bit of plant-based protein just to give it a little bit more flavor because cream of rice really doesn't taste like much. And then I had that with about 5-6 ounces of egg whites, and that was about an hour and a half ago. So give myself some time to digest, eat meal number 2, and then probably between eating this and getting to the gym and start training, it'll be about 30-40 minutes. So at least a little bit of time to digest. And man, a proper introduction really. Welcome back to the video. Now that I'm not eating, apologize, that was rude of me. But yeah, we're back in Akron, back from the short trip out to the Bahamas. So it was nice. I went there, visited Florida for a minute, trained down there for a little while, and just kind of, it's nice to decompress, get my mind right before I started this prep. Like I said, now I'm 11 weeks out, so things are getting a lot more intense, a lot more cardio, a lot more strict on the diet in terms of just cutting out just a little extras when it comes to flavor and food mostly. And that's it, man. There's gonna be a lot more of this for the next 11 weeks, but it's all gonna be worth it. I'll tell you what, I didn't mention it, but the GQs that I throw on there really does make the meals go down quite a bit easier. So mixing some pre-workout for the session. Typically, you guys have been seeing me take Pride the last couple months, and it still works for me. I still like it. And now I'm kind of back and forth because some sessions, and I picked this up from Nye when we were down in the Bahamas, but some sessions I do PSI, which is just a pump product. So citrulline malate dilates the blood vessel, better blood flow, better pump, and then combine it with OxyShred. And I really like the OxyShred because you get a little bit of caffeine, get that focus going. So really, it is a pretty smooth energy release too. So like these two combined, I have a similar effect as the Pride, but I mean now I get some different flavor combos going on. With this, I got a lemon drop blue raz, so not a bad way to start the session. So it's gonna be a leg, back, just a little bit of back, just a couple movements, and bicep session. But I'm assuming you already know that if you read the title. So I'm gonna break down a couple of the exercises, just a couple little pointers on there, just in terms of how I go about feeling it a certain way. Like I really wanting to target that outer sweep on my quad, and it's just a few tips on getting a little bit better bicep squeeze. You guys know the drill. Alright, warm up was smooth, and it's my favorite way to do it, especially on leg day. Get a quick little pump in the calves, full body warm up really with the jump rope, but that calf pump is nice too. And the first thing I'm gonna do is gonna be 4 sets on a hamstring curl. Hamstrings are something I want to bring up
I mean, really my legs overall, hamstrings, quads, calves. Over the years, I want to keep bringing them up, but hamstrings especially, at least right now. So I like to prioritize it. I'm going to throw in 4 sets first, a little bit higher in the rep range, like 15 to 12, but really squeeze every rep and kind of get them pre-activated for front squats. Even though front squats are quad dominant movement, I'm gonna feel like every time I do this, I feel it more in my hamstrings when I go to squat. So yeah, that's the method to the madness. Just like a lot of exercises, control on the way up, same as the control on the way down. And then what else is there? I'm also really trying to push my pelvis into the pad. That way I take kind of any glute activation out of it. I feel like I isolate just with my hamstring a little bit better, get a better contraction on it. That's feeling good, man. That's feeling good. So that's gonna be a good weight. Doing sets of 20 on that. 6 sets. So the first 3 I'll do 20. Last one I'm gonna do 15. Probably stick at that weight. I might go up to 5 for those last 3 sets, 5 plates. But it's feeling good. So like I said, keeping my feet more towards the outside a little bit. I don't like to go too close because then just based on the angle of this leg press and my anatomy, when I go too close, I feel a little bit of knee tension. It's a little too early in the leg session to be feeling all that. So instead of, I mean, I could go really light, but I want to move a little bit of weight. So I go just a hair narrower than what my squat stance is. And if you notice, I'm really pulling myself down into the, kind of into the corner of that pad there. So I'm pulling my glutes and my lower back, just really planting them in. So when I'm driving, everything's kind of fixed, my core is flexed, and then I'm able to really just squeeze and isolate my quad and even feel it just on the outside of my quad there predominantly. So I'm really happy with those sets. We got, what, 4 more sets left, so. Hey Siri, 2-minute timer. That's a good first compound right there. I'm gonna take that. Let's see what coach has got next. I haven't memorized it. After a few sets of that, you forget everything. All right, front squat. And on this one, he just wants me going light, focusing on a good squeeze. 12 rep sets. Just to add a little bit more volume on the quads. And I'm just gonna stick at 135 for these. Coach's orders. It'll be interesting. Because of that, I'm gonna really do my best to go slow on the eccentric part of the motion, so slow on the way down, and just really mentally dial in, especially like I said, in the outer portion of my quad. You guys will see my stance for this. It's similar to my back squat, kind of narrower, toes pointed out, but still I'm able to get pretty good depth. And I had these little squat shoes only for a few weeks, and I like them, so I'm ready to use them again. Pull-ups are done. Crush it. Now we're gonna go into a barbell RDO. I picked this up watching, believe it or not, when I was down in Florida, I was watching this Olympian train, and she did these RDLs, and she put her she put her feet up on a platform to kind of get a stretch on the calf and the hamstring before she went into the set. And I looked it up later. I was like, oh wow, okay, this is legit. Obviously, it's legit, but I just need to break it down for myself. And it felt great, really. I've gotten a better stretch and then better contraction on my hamstring than just doing it flat. So you have to see my foot position in a second. I keep it light. It's going to be 12 to 15 reps, 4 sets, and just going 135, so really manageable weight. Definitely worth trying out the next time you're doing RDLs. Just make sure you're going light. Still, I keep like a slight bend in my knee, and then everything else is pretty much the same. It's regular RDL motion. So keep the barbell close to you. Sink your hips back as you go down, so you get a better stretch in the hamstring. And go down with control. Squeeze your hamstrings on the way up. So it's not about like when I'm coming up, I'm not just trying to bring the bar up. I'm more so trying to drive my hips forward, and just that motion of driving my hips forward after I'm back in that position, it just force my hamstrings to contract. And then my finishing is not so much up here, it's more right there. So the bar always stays low, keeps the tension down on my hamstrings. That's 4 sets of that. So we are going to move on. I think I am done with legs for today. Just a little bit of cardio at the end. And I would be correct. So we got 3 bicep movements. So we're going to start with a preacher curl, move into a concentration curl, and then finish with the rope cable curl. Not all of them are 4 sets, the last 2. The rope hammer curl and the concentration curl, those are just going to be 3 sets. Really squeeze. That rope is going to work a little bit of the thickness, and then the concentration is obviously going to specifically work the peak. And then the one thing I want to do right before I get on cardio is I just got 5 minutes, 5 sets on the calf raises. So I'll go show you guys how I like to do my calf raises. So I've been doing them, I've been consistent with them like at least 4 times a week right now. And it's too early to, like, I know it's working because they're getting stronger. They're feeling good. The size is, I like the thing coming, but you guys know how calves are. It's a year by year kind of thing. So, you know, hopefully it all pays off in the long run. It should.
That was the first time we actually had it. Yeah.
All right. So honestly, the pump wasn't crazy today. I had low carbs yesterday. This is the first day on high carbs again. So I'm carb cycling going into this cut, and just kind of felt all right. Of course, I trained legs for the first hour and a half, so I didn't expect much when I started hitting my upper body, but still felt good. Biceps got a little bit pumped after those 3 exercises. Every one of them felt like I had a good connection, good control on the motion.
long session, man. Long sessions. But that's that on the legs, back, and what we finished with bicep session. So hopefully there's a few tips in there that you guys can kind of pull away from. How to get back, get a meal in, and rest up, get ready to do it all again tomorrow. If you guys also want to check out the hoodie I'm wearing and the tank I wore in this session, I did just partner with Young LA. So for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you might have seen it. Started with them the 1st of October, but they have new releases every 2 weeks, and usually the best products sell out like within an hour. So if you want to stay up to date with that, I'm usually dropping either an Instagram post or story right around lunchtime, because it's hard to get out a YouTube video right at lunch. So definitely check out the Instagram, you know, put a notification on, whatever you want to do, just so you see when they drop, because they really do have some sweet stuff. Like, this is just the beginning of it. The stringers, I think, or the tanks that I'm wearing is sold out right now, I believe, but they do restocks. They also have a bunch of sweet stuff. So code MERK for that. Code MERK should also be, bro, of course there's a fire engine right there. We're just gonna roll with it. Code MERK is also gonna be the same for EHP Labs, so I'll put everything below for you guys. So that, man, that's that. My brain's spitting and sputtering at this point. We need to get a meal. That was a session. It's a long day. But what do I know? I'm JustMerk.